Hey folks, welcome back to another episode. On today's show, more security for cell phones,
less security for everyone else,
3D printed drugs,
and a real live hoverboard.
plus a guy who won 1,000 Twitter contests. No joke. It all starts now.
This is the chit-chat sequence.
That was a pretty good intro, but it's not as good as the Geek Street intro. I don't think you've seen the Geek Street intro.
No.
Carter, do we have it handy? Yeah. Okay, we might be able to show you the Geek Street. Geek Street is our new, it's our new episodic show starring our interns.
Oh, wow.
And so they have their own intro. We'll see if we have
You
it.
need an intern named Chicken.
Chicken?
Yeah, just find someone and say your new intern name is Chicken, because any show is better with someone named Chicken on it.
I guess so.
Just kind of add some little interesting.
I had never heard of a show with a person named Chicken on it, but I guess we will be that show.
I feel sorry for whoever gets dubbed Chicken.
Philip has redeemed, what do you call it when you say this will happen? You declared it, not redeemed it, decreed it. By the way, folks, we have Philip Nelson in the house today, guest hosting.
I'm glad to be here,
How are
John
you,
P.
sir?
I'm
Do we have the
fantastic.
Geek Street intro yet? Yeah. Okay, let's see it. Here's the Geek Street intro. I think you're gonna like this one.
I'm excited.
Watch.
I'm giddy. Oh no.
I don't really know what
It's
the
like
internal
robots
affairs thing is,
I know, it's kind of mysterious.
but I kind of like that funky like.
Little Skrillex, little dubstep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, I guess.
Fire and dubstep. What more could you ask for?
I know.
for
If
an
you guys
intern
don't
show?
know Philip Nelson, surely you know Philip Nelson. But anyway, Philip is with New Tech. I'm wearing
Yeah.
my New Tech shirt today.
Thanks for giving us some props.
Yeah,
I'm giving us some props too.
We, of course, are streaming to you live every week, courtesy of the New Tech TriCaster. It's
Thank
a
you.
big bad machine.
You know, I got to get some propaganda in. Guess how many hours a month people are creating with TriCaster?
I don't think I can even fathom the number, because how many years have you guys been building these things?
Lot.
A decade
Came
or
out in
more.
2005, so it's been out 10 years.
Yeah, a decade. So in a decade,
250,000 hours a month.
that is ridiculous.
It's a lot of video. I can't even watch that much.
That means we are like we're like 0.001% of that, or something amazing.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm going to trust you on that number because I'm illiterate when it comes to simple math.
I can't do math. I made it up.
Oh, good.
So Philip's joining us, and you were in town to do a concert this week.
Well, I'm here for a bunch of meetings.
Weren't
and
you like singing yesterday or something like that?
Yeah, I was. Well, what happened is when I come to town for business, I got called on Tuesday by the House of Blues, and they were like, "You want to play here Wednesday?" I'm sure. Why not? I'm in town. Let's do this. So I played up at the Foundation Room, and some cool friends, including Gabrielle, came, and
Yeah.
she.
And some friends just stood you up, didn't they?
Some like you. You have a good excuse, but it was fun. We had a good time. And
I
now
was,
I can say I
was
played at the House of
injuring
Blues.
Carter on Wednesday evening. While you were playing, I was making sure he was bleeding from the head.
Sounds like you had a more interesting
It was
night.
a successful evening. So, yeah. And speaking of which, you know, we got a new BB gun. I don't have it in here. I stupidly left it on my... Hey, Gabriella, could you grab my new BB gun off of my desk for me?
Just don't shoot us when you come in with it.
Yeah, just grab it for me. No BBs. Actually, it may be loaded full of BBs. This is a good
We're
way
gonna
to
shoot
get
out your
Gabriella
lights.
to come out here. Watch this, folks. Hot chicks with guns on set. Where else are you going to see that but Geek Beat?
Nowhere.
Probably nowhere.
The G. Gordon Liddy show.
We also got a ping pong table.
That was a sweet ping pong table.
That ping pong table is no joke, okay? That is
Well-
like the top of the line ping pong brand table.
I heard a rumor though that you are very particular about your paddles.
You think so?
Ping pong paddles.
Good Lord. Come on out here.
You just pointed it at me.
Gabriella's got our...
You can tell.
How do you know?
There's a little thing that you can normally see.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing it at my face.
Isn't it scary?
John, you pointed it at my
Isn't it
face. too.
scary?
Dude, quit pointing it at my face.
Look, feel it. You got to feel it.
Real looking.
It's
You
like
know?
solid, isn't it?
You know the rule on guns is I'm going
You
to give
treat
you all
them like
a
they're
lesson on
loaded?
guns. Even a BB gun, never point the barrel or the muzzle at something you don't want to destroy.
That's true.
So thank you for pointing it at my face like 4 times, and you too.
Ladies and gentlemen,
But I want to destroy this
Gabriella,
Mac.
the lovely and talented Gabriella.
That's a Colt BB
Thank
gun.
you.
That's pretty sweet.
Thank you for delivering our gun. Watch this. What? This is the best part of all. When you squeeze the trigger,
Oh, dude.
oh, it scared you a little, didn't it?
Well, that's because you pointed at my face like seconds ago.
It's an air gun, and it looks and feels real.
Did you say a hair gun?
A hair gun. This was used in a video we made yesterday, and you guys will have to wait till next week to see it.
Pretty sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you heading out?
Pretty soon.
All right. Okay.
See you later.
Thank
You
you.
rock.
Good job on the show. Gabriella's show, her next episode of Geek Beat will be coming out soon. So if you're not yet subscribed on iTunes or on YouTube, do so. You get more of that. Let's see. I heard you actually have been shooting things too lately,
Perhaps.
like cannons.
You know what? I got something amazing.
What did you get?
I got a Canon. I'm a proud owner of a Canon.
Like a camera, like a
No,
Canon?
it is by this company called American Cannons.
American. You bought a cannon.
Like I can shoot a golf ball a mile.
That's a little bit ridiculous.
You know, it's like sometimes you
Do you
need
have,
to shoot a
do you
golf
have
ball.
evidence of this somewhere?
Actually, I uploaded a video to YouTube.
Oh, do we have a video?
Like showing how to load the cannon and not blow off your hands.
Oh, let's see. Do we have that?
Anybody have that video? So this is my cannon. We're out at a secret lake in Texas shooting it. Watch, here we go.
Good Lord!
Isn't that sweet?
That's scary.
Everybody needs a cannon.
I agree.
Then they make small ones, but mine is like a 22-inch barrel cannon.
You gave me a cannon as a gift.
A tiny little cannon.
You gave me a tiny little cannon as a gift.
You see a pattern here?
Maybe we'll shoot it off after the show.
We should. That is a fun thing to shoot. It shoots little steel ball bearings.
I don't know
You
what
can
we'll
embed them
shoot
in the
it.
wall.
That'd be sweet.
Have you shot it yet?
No, I've been too scared to.
I shot it out at New Tech, and I'm glad that the other executive managers weren't there.
We're there.
I'm out and back shooting a cannon at the office.
We're going to shoot it here after the show.
Yes.
So you guys, we're going to be right back. We might shoot it during this commercial break. We're going to be right back. You guys stick around, and we'll get to the news. Now we are at commercial break.
Do we actually record the length of the commercial break, just like
We
David
go
Letterman?
as long as we want. We can talk to anybody we want. So like, you could
go back into record.
Okay.
you could say hi to Rusty in the chat room,
Rusty,
for example.
You know, Rusty, you need a 22-inch cannon too. It was awesome to shoot, and you know what's fun? You can
You
do
want to
with
shoot
it.
this off?
Can I shoot it at that foam thing there?
It's got no BBs in it. You can shoot it anywhere.
Is it?
You can
CO2?
feel the air. Like it's pretty cool. Just
You know
don't
what?
shoot your eye out.
There we go. There we go.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? It's like a stress reliever.
Good idea on making sure it was
Yeah.
unloaded.
Yeah.
He's known for shooting people, so you didn't see any
It's
ducking.
You know what? I
it's a
shot
stress
at a
reliever.
safe foam little place in case it was loaded. But he shot. I wouldn't have done that, but he held it at his hand and did that, and it could have lodged under the skin, left a very bad infection.
Yes, it would have been it would have been the worst injury I've ever sustained in my life from the little BB gun. You know, I wonder if parents will let their children watch this show.
I hope so. Parents, I think I'm going to go on a
They could at
soapbox.
least be like, don't watch this show, and whatever that guy does,
Don't do it.
Don't
Don't
do
go
that.
buy cannon. Don't shoot your hand with air from a BB gun.
Yeah.
But I just think, you know, it's amazing any of us to survive childhood. You know, I caught my living room on fire as a kid because I loved to burn cologne as a kid.
I didn't know cologne would burn.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's
It's
alcohol.
like all alcohol?
Yeah, and so I would.
That's an expensive, that's expensive alcohol
When you're
to
in the
burn.
6th grade, it doesn't matter how much it is because it's your parents' cologne. That's right. You know, and so not only that. So one day, I'm derailing here, but we are in a commercial.
We're in a commercial break.
So my parents left, and we were at the house alone, and I decided it was time to burn cologne again. So I'd go to the fireplace and dump out a big puddle of cologne and light it and watch it burn. And then I would make a little line on the deal and light it, and you could see it light the puddle. And then the fire was going out, so I was like, you know what? I need more cologne on this fire.
Of course you do.
So I'd take the cologne bottle, my dad's cologne, I don't know what kind it was, and I'd start dumping it on, and the fire
comes
goes
right
like
up.
this into the bottle.
Now you don't know what to do.
Well, now the bottle's getting really freaking hot.
Yeah, it is.
And just instinctively, I shook burning cologne all over the living room. So it lands on my mom's linen tablecloth and starts burning a big hole. It lands on the carpet and burned this area that's at like 2.5 feet fire.
What stopped it?
I stopped it.
Yeah.
I started hitting it with rugs and stuff, and I
Yeah.
got all the fires out. And then I'm thinking, oh crap, I'm in trouble. How do I cover this up?
Oh, God.
I'm not even smart enough to do something good. I went to the sewing kit that my mother's, because there's a hole in her tablecloth about this big. And instead of just sewing it up, I was too lazy. I went and got needles and a pair of pliers, and I just bent them and like twisted them to hold this hole together. So I patched up the hole, turned it to the wall, and then just got a rug and pulled it over the piece of plastic that used to be carpet. And so my mom comes home and she's like,
Yeah, it smells like...
have you been burning incense? I'm like, yeah, I was burning incense. And then we go out to play. And my brother always got blamed for stuff. So we're out playing and she comes out, Jay, come in here.
Wait, is your older or younger?
He's younger.
Your younger brother.
She's like, Jay, come in here. And I'm like, uh-oh. And he never comes back. And then it was my turn and I was, I got punished accordingly
Yeah.
for burning up our living room.
That's a great story, Philip.
It shows you what an idiot child I was.
I knew you were a pyro.
And I continue there today
Yeah, I
with
knew you
my
were a
stupid
pyro, but I
antics.
just didn't know how far back it went.
It's fun to burn stuff.
I agree with you.
That's why I have a cannon.
That's why I have forges and blowtorches.
Dude, you have the man's lair. Anybody
do.
that has a forge
Two. I have two.
gets into that's manliness.
Yeah.
When you can make a knife from just steel.
We're gonna do that.
John pounds his own steel.
Right. We're gonna do that on.
Yikes.
We're gonna do that on the show one day. All right. It's time. Our commercial is over. It is time for us to come back. So, you ready?
But he never answered my question because he's not reading the damn chat room.
Oh,
Who,
sorry.
me? It said, which one are you posting under?
I'm IT Serenity.
Okay, you need a rug.
No. You missed it. It's way up there.
It's too.
If
It's
there are
gone.
children here, my utmost apologies.
Did the
Oh,
TriCaster
Rusty wanted-
replace the toaster?
Yeah, we invented the video toaster, and then the TriCaster was way more than a video toaster, but yeah.
By the way, Rusty wants to know what size are the cannonballs.
Well, it's the size of a golf ball.
Yeah.
And dude, they do not recommend real cannonballs because
But if you put one in there, if you put a real metal
I am
one
not
in
going to
there-
do that.
But if you did,
I don't know. Your results will vary. It's one of those asterisks. But I guarantee you a golf ball fits, it's the size of a golf
Yeah.
ball. And
Use paper wads?
it's also fun to shoot bread
I could. Oh yeah, I could make you
I
a metal
make-
one.
I-
I could make you a metal one to put in there.
and shoot it down at my ranch and see what it does.
That would be scary.
Light it and run really far.
Really? All right, time to come back from commercial break. Here we go. You ready to do some news?
I'm ready for some news.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back from that commercial break. I hope you were able to get some popcorn and a snack or a drink or something.
A frothy beverage.
Yes. By the
Topo
way,
Chico.
I love what you've done with your hair. You look fantastic today.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to them. Yeah, you. You know who I'm talking to. Anyway, it's time for us to get back to the news, or get to the news, because
All
we've
right.
actually been just blabbering. We've not yet even told them any tech news.
There's some good stuff.
Here we go. The first thing, the most important invention of the week, if not the decade, is the real hoverboard has finally arrived.
You know, Back to the Future, since Michael J. Fox had his hoverboard, I think every young boy in America has wanted one of these.
And the self-lacing shoes. We
You know-
wanted, those are the two things we wanted.
Well, they released those shoes.
They did.
And now we have
Nike
a
did
hoverboard.
that.
So
Now we have hoverboards.
Michael J. Fox's work here is complete.
That's right, your work is done. It's like 25 years in the making, but finally, of all people, Lexus made it come true, and here's how they did it. They built a board. First of all, you're seeing there a special course, I guess. What do you call it? A skate park.
It's a skate park,
It's a skate
like a street park.
Yeah, they built a special skate park, and they built a special board constructed from an insulated core containing high-temperature superconducting blocks housed in cryostats, reservoirs of liquid nitrogen that cool the superconductors to minus 197 degrees Celsius.
I guess that's why it's smoking.
That's right. It's
You know,
smoking cold.
And one of the things that they've done when you watch this video, that's not just a concrete ramp. That's actually a special magnetic track.
Yes.
So it's creating that magnetic field to let it hover above. But there's some really cool stuff in this video where they're actually skating over water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
I need one.
it's amazing, and the guy that they've got riding is like a professional skateboarder, and he basically said, yeah, when you get on this thing, you just throw anything you knew about skateboarding out the window.
Well, did you see
There's
the
no friction.
Tony Hawk rode one? Did
Oh,
you
I
see
did not.
Tony Hawk, I guess it was a prototype of this. I don't know if it was the same company.
Yeah.
But Tony Hawk got on a ramp. And
Oh, I saw the one where it was a little ramp, and he
Yeah.
kind of went back and forth, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, man. This
Very
is
cool.
I'm interested to see how much this thing's going to cost.
I'm interested to see if they're actually going to do something like really build more of these parks and put them around the country so people can actually give them a try.
I would pay to go break an ankle there
Yeah, they're probably going to make you have some insurance or at least a waiver.
and wear a helmet.
Yeah. All right, well, next up, this is actually some good news for privacy. We've actually got a lot of like legal kind of hacky privacy things in today's show, but this is one of the good ones.
You know, this is an exciting one.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the way things have been going in America, privacy seems to have gone out the window. And to see a ruling in any state that kind of reins in the out of control nature is good news.
It's nice. So what's happened is Northern California District Court ruled that cell site location information is protected by the Fourth Amendment, which is basically your right to privacy and stuff, okay? You have a reasonable expectation that when you are using your phone and the carriers are collecting information about your location based on where your cellular phone is, that information is not public and cannot just be shared with government entities and police or anybody else without a warrant.
You know, I hope that this is a move in the direction of the call being, I mean, you know, if they can make the location private, why wouldn't the conversation be private?
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, I mean, so hopefully this, you know, most can of worms that politicians open are not good cans. This is a great can.
That is a good one.
And I hope those worms never get put back in.
Yeah, I agree. The next one, we're changing a lot of gears here today.
We are.
Are you a gamer?
I am a
Do
gamer.
you play games?
I do.
I don't play. The only games I play are like on my tablet or my phone. But this one is
You're a
one that's
Candy
played by a
Crush
lot
addict,
of.
aren't you?
I am. I
you
really.
really?
I'm not kidding. I really
too.
am. But World of Warcraft, however, I know millions and millions of people play it. This is some bad news out for World of Warcraft, the company at least, because their subscribers went down. Paying subscribership
Right.
dropped by 1.5 million people in the first quarter.
You know, the thing is and what you know, everybody's so upset about this announcement, but if you think about it, World of Warcraft is a game that's been around
For like a decade.
for 10, 15 years. I
Yeah.
don't even remember when it came out, but as the massive online game, I mean, it was a game just, you know, standalone game before that you could play online. But, you know, they've had a good run with this game.
They have.
And they've still got millions and millions of subscribers, but they do have some loss.
Yeah.
So.
Carter, do you have that little chart? We had a little graph of some sort. I'm not sure if we even got it, but it showed,
I'm
probably
looking it
not.
up.
Oh, there it is. Look at that. That's the World of Warcraft subscription. So what's interesting is, look, it goes back to like
2004.
Is it 2000? Wow.
2004.
But they got up to like 12.5 million or 12, yeah, somewhere.
12 million subscribers, it looks like the peak in
And now
2011.
they're down to 5.
But you know what? They had a boost in 2015. They were down to 7,400 in September of 2014. Then they came out with a new edition and went back up to 10 million. And now they've dropped down to 5.6 million.
So it seems like each time they come out with a
Yeah.
new release, it refreshes.
Yeah,
the
if you
people.
look at the
Yeah,
chart,
they-
these
yeah.
are all the releases. I
Right.
mean, and so it's like it's printing money. Do a release.
It
people,
is.
People go crazy, then they get bored. And now I think the thing that makes this one scary is that the drop off was so quickly. Because, you know, in December of 2014 they're at 10 million. March they're at 77.1, and then in June they're at 5.6. So there's been a pretty, you know, if you look at the
A
graph,
steep decline.
It's a steep decline.
Well, what's interesting is Blizzard Entertainment, I guess they're the ones that own World
Yeah.
of Warcraft.
Yep.
They still have the biggest share of users anywhere. They have 70 million registered players. I guess people are moving these other games, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, and Destiny. Those
Yeah.
three have 70 million people playing them. Crazy.
Yeah.
I guess I need to check out these games and give it a try.
You know-
people want to take my geek card away because I don't play these games, so I don't know what to say.
Just do a token subscription and play it once a month.
That's right. Yeah. All right, we had one other little bit of news, generically speaking. I know that it affected at least one of you guys because Jason, Jaybird, told us that the other day, last week, all his cell phone service was gone for a few hours. What happened was all the wireless carriers in a big chunk of the U.S. just went out because AT&T had an outage.
You know, it's interesting how reliant we are on connectivity. And when it goes out, it's like you can't even function. I'm still one of those geeks that still buys DVDs because it drives me crazy when my internet goes down and I can't watch what I want to watch.
You got no backup.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
So, it's like, can you
But let me
imagine
ask you a
what if
question.
it's down for 2 weeks? What
I know.
are people going to do?
People will be jumping out of windows. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Let's say that you were trying to make a phone call or trying to pull something up on the web and the internet service was out. Do you become preoccupied with that and like sit there, even though you don't
Refresh,
really
refresh,
need it?
refresh,
yeah,
refresh,
you don't
refresh.
really need it so much, but now it's like the fact that it's gone.
Driving you crazy. You
it's
don't
just
have it.
Yeah.
It's the takeaway clothes.
Isn't that funny?
When you can't have it, then you've got to have it.
Then you've got to have it.
That's how car salesmen do so well.
That's right. Well, you know what? Maybe we can help the car salesman a bit by running an ad for cars. You guys stick around. We got to pay the bills. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Yeehaw. You out of here?
I gotta go pay some parking tickets.
Do you really? Honestly?
Yeah, so
Go do it.
good to see you.
Get on it.
Just take this with me.
Oh, you're going to, oh.
Have you guys, sorry, have you guys ever used the parking apps or whatever? And you get out there and you get a parking ticket? Meter.
Are you going to go
And
take
now-
out some?
She's talking
No.
about the Colt
Frustration with them?
Defender.
No, I'm just gonna go pay some parking tickets.
Right.
Yep. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Bye.
Come see us in Dallas.
Thanks for coming to the House of Blues on Wednesday. I appreciate that. Meet my
Nice.
silliness.
Totally
Making me-
chill.
You need to do a Jane Bond.
Making me so jealous.
Jane Bond. That's the Laura Croft.
will
We
take a
call that
picture.
the Laura Croft.
That will turn into Digital
don't.
Phil is going to make
Oh,
a
Do it
an
now,
do it
animated
again.
GIF of that.
Oh no, no gifs.
That will be an animated GIF.
It's all right. I'll take them.
That's right. All right. We'll see you later, Gabriella.
Thank
Bye.
you for your help. Thanks for being my makeup artist. She put makeup on me.
Did she? I probably could have
She
used
said I
some.
was shiny.
I could've
Actually,
used
she
a
made me
lot.
do it. But she loaned me her makeup. Her makeup looks better on her than it does on me, I have to assure you.
Yeah, probably everything looks better on her. Are you guys
She's
ready
cool.
in the control room? I know the TriCaster's ready.
TriCaster's ready and waiting.
All right, we're going to come back from...
Somebody said my mic is hot. I don't know if that means it's hot, like Paris Hilton, oh, that mic is hot, or it's too loud. But on Facebook, that's my message I just
I
got.
see.
Or they thought maybe we didn't know we were live and we're talking about random stuff.
Right.
But that's never stopped us before, has it, John P?
No, it has not. Maybe they were just saying you are hot, but they were too shy to say
I'm just
you're
parched.
hot. So they
I've
had to
got
say
my
you're
Topo Chico thanks to Gio.
right. We do have a lot of Topo Chico in here.
And I've had a half a case today.
Have you really?
I think this is my 5th.
Well, you've got
In
to
like 2 hours.
You've got to stay hydrated.
I do. I mean, with Mexican water.
That's right. Now the slogan is no longer "Don't drink the water." It's "Drink the water."
Look, on the logo, they look. He's not just drinking the water. He's like on his hands and knees with his face down
He's
in the
drinking
river.
right from the river.
I guess this was a.
It's a
simpler
river
time.
of Topo Chico, is what it is.
You do after you drink the water?
It's from a clean area of Mexico. We love it.
What? We're coming back.
All right, it's time.
All right. You want to bring us back from commercial break?
What would I say?
You would say something like "Welcome back,"
Okay.
and ad lib something, whatever you feel like, and
All
then
right.
we just go.
All right. Is this segment gadgets and apps, or do we say that, or is it just?
That is,
news?
it is time for us to talk about gadgets and apps.
Okay. Can I say that?
You can say that.
All right.
This would be an ad lib moment.
Right.
Hey guys, welcome back from that stimulating commercial break. It's time for an awesome segment of the show called Gadgets and apps.
We do enjoy the gadgets around here.
We are geeks.
That's probably what makes us geeks.
You know,
so,
it's true.
we got some good ones. This first one is quite interesting because Epson is releasing a brand new printer, and I know everybody's like, okay, it's a printer. I mean, what could be so great about this printer? Well, I'll tell you what could be so great about this printer. You know, what's the worst thing about printing
Do you really want to know what I think about the worst thing?
What is it?
How expensive the supplies are.
Yeah, they are brutally expensive, and they run out, and you're constant. So what they do
More
is
expensive than water.
yeah, it is.
Bottled
It's
water?
more expensive than like gold. Okay, they sell you the printer really cheap. Here, have a free printer, and then they get you on the ink over and over and over.
Right.
Epson, believe it or not, is putting an end to that. They are bringing out a new printer that comes with enough ink to print at least 4,000 documents right out of the box.
I read that they estimate that that's 2 years of printing for
Yeah.
the average person.
And you
That's a
compare
lot of
that to
printing.
normal inkjet printers, and you get like 200, 250 documents. So
Right.
it's 10 or 20 times the life in the same print cartridge. And better still, because now you're probably thinking, well, yeah, but when that ink is up, you know, how expensive is that going to be? Not that expensive, because you're going to be able to refill the ink from a bottle. See, they got a little squeeze, like a little squeeze bottle, and you just do it at home. You don't have to take it anywhere. You don't have to throw it away, buy new ones.
That
Just
actually is
refill it.
pretty cool.
That is really cool.
There's nothing more irritating than printing something and then you see your colors start to fade out.
Yeah.
So having not only a lot of capacity, but also the ability to refill it yourself and not have to go down to the store and get your new ink cartridges and then throw away all the plastic that came with it. I
Yep.
mean, it is pretty cool, and I guess that's why they're calling it Eco Tank.
That is their name for it, the Eco Tank versions. So the first one that I saw, there is a little bit of bad news.
What's the bad news?
Well, remember how we said that currently they kind of give you the printer and then sell you the ink? Well, since they're not going to be selling you a bunch of ink, they're not going to be giving you the printer.
Yeah.
So these printers start about $350, $400.
That's still not crazy. I mean,
Not unreasonable.
I use a LaserJet, and I've spent $400 on my printer for the house.
That's right.
You know, and the reason I did it is because of the capacity of the toner.
Now, the one that I saw, the retail price is $399. Who knows what the street price will be? It's also one of their smaller models. It
Oh,
prints
really?
like 9 pages per minute in black and white and 4 in color. So,
For
you know,
2 years, you can just print.
You could print forever, but I don't know if you're like me. I want one that'll print a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that by the time you get into the ones that'll get like 15, 20 pages a minute, it's probably going to be in maybe the $600 to $800 price range.
Okay.
But I would do it. And I'll tell you what else too. We use a couple of big laser printers here at the Geek House because laser printers are fast and they have the ink cartridge, the toner cartridges have a lot more capacity.
Right.
I could easily see replacing our laser jets with inkjets.
Well, that's cool.
That would be cool. So
Set it and go.
That's
2
right.
years later, go fill up your bottles.
Indeed. Now, speaking of printing things, here are things that you never thought would be printed. The FDA has approved the first 3D printed drugs.
That's a pretty crazy concept because that's now we talked about the can of worms, so now let's talk about a Pandora's box.
Yeah.
You get a system that can print things that go in your body. And who knows where this is going to go in the insanity realm, you know?
Well, I mean, currently
FDA-approved uses of this food
yeah.
printer.
I mean, that is a question because what's happened is, I guess the printing platform, the technology that this company is using originated at MIT.
Uh-huh.
And, presumably this is the first commercial version of this printer that some company, God knows how much they've spent to set it up. But what happens when the price of that technology comes down? Are we going to have our own 3D drug printers at home?
They're going to make it just like the printer companies make their money on ink.
Yeah.
They still have to buy the materials
That's
from
true.
the drug company. So you'll go get probably a subscription for a toner cartridge of your medicine.
Right.
Pop it in the 3D printer and it'll print it out, and you're still going to pay the big bucks. They're going to make their money.
How long before somebody starts making like crack printers or meth
I would
printers,
think
you
that
know?
would be shortly after this hits the market.
Yeah.
But you know what? The interesting thing, the first pill that's been approved by the FDA is called Aprecia, I think, and it is, or no, it's the Aprecia Pharmaceuticals, and it's a seizure medicine.
Okay.
And they're saying that it's a high drug load, up to 1,000 milligrams, to be delivered in a single dose. And from reading about it, it seems like it's, you know how like you can get the Claritin that's like that melt away instantly?
Yeah, fast dissolve.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It says a highly porous formulation that rapidly disintegrates with a sip of liquid. So it's kind of interesting. So I guess it's going to print it with little cavities in it.
And I suppose because it's printing it, that's why they can load a lot more in there, because they can be very precise and controlled about where that particular drug gets printed into the framework of the pill that's holding it, I guess.
It's a very interesting concept. I mean, it's all good inventions originated in Star Trek, didn't they?
They did.
I mean, the cell phone with the communicator, we've got the little device to tell you how healthy you are. Now we have the, you know, I need a pill and it prints it out. You know,
it's kind of like Earl Grey, warm,
tea,
whatever, you know, and then it comes out of the replicator. Well, here you go.
So now we have pills. It's just like, I need a seizure pill.
I'm not sure that this next one, though, I don't recall this one being in Star Trek, but it may have been.
I could have been.
Genes that charge your smartphones. So
well, they did have shirts that you hit a button and
they
talk
did.
to people.
You got to
it's
wonder
wearables.
where did
Star
that come
Trek
from?
invented all good things.
That's
so basically, all these inventors are just going to watch Star Trek to get their next idea.
That's a good plan, and they're making killing.
Let's have a Star Trek marathon, John. You and I.
That's a good idea.
And we're going to come up with a new world.
We'll do it at the Geek House. So Joe's Jeans has come up with this new type of jean. We got a picture of it, and what they've done is essentially they've created a little bit. They are targeted at women, by the way. Although I think men appreciate it as well. They have a new pocket that is kind of, you see, it's the right rear pocket. It's kind of up and a little bit to the right of it. And then there's another little pocket that's sewn
the
into
belt line.
Yeah, that's for a battery. Now here's my one question about this. Go back to that other one, Carter, because I like that other picture better. I mean, because it'll help me illustrate my point, if you will. So on that, what would happen is I could see that's made to hold like an iPhone-sized phone. You'd slip it down in there, but the problem is those phones are not wireless Qi charging phones. So you've got to stick that behind you and somehow plug in a short USB cable. And I'm wondering, will women use these? You
know, it's interesting. Do you know Scott Jordan from Scotty
I do.
Best? You know, he and I and Robert Scoble were having this big discussion about our wearables. Is that something that is needed and will be wanted? And believe it or not, Scott Jordan was kind of arguing, saying people aren't ready for it, because you know, what you said, you know, are people going to want to plug it in?
Yeah.
You know, there's the technology hasn't gotten to the point where it's just seamless. It's
seems
not just put it in your pocket and your phone charges. You
Yeah.
know? It's
Now
requires
that I
you to
think
do
they do.
something. And you also, you know, the first time you wash your charger,
Yeah.
you know, it gets expensive. You
That
know,
is
but
true.
still, I love. Who doesn't want electronic clothing?
That is, I mean, I think that if they could sew in the wireless charger pad or something into clothes, you'd stick all kinds of
As long
devices
as it's in that pocket,
It'd
it's
be
charging.
very cool. But then you also still have the battery issue. I don't know. I think when it really will be ready for market is when somebody invents a cloth, a material that can take our body heat, convert it into power, and then have a place that concentrates the power to put it into our devices. Then
That's called the Matrix.
Everybody-
Didn't you see that movie?
oh yeah, we got to get plugged into that.
I know.
So.
But yeah, you know, but the thing that's interesting about this choice of it being a ladies only product, guys tend to buy more gadgets.
Yeah.
And you know, the girls I know, they don't want to carry a big bag, and it's nice. I think having that pocket for the phone is more handy than the charger, because that charger does look a little bulky.
Yeah.
But you know, you got to start somewhere.
Maybe that's what they'll do. They'll buy the pants just for the extra pocket. They won't even use the charger.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about 3 creative ladies over in Chechnya who stuck it to ISIS. big time. Be right back.
Artsys, is that Michael
That
Artsys?
is indeed. We just had PowerGoGo.com on a few weeks ago. I can't remember what they do. What does PowerGoGo do?
Wireless charging?
Are they wireless, like a Qi charger thing?
There's a hot topic in the chat room on wireless charging.
Yeah, indeed. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, you can blame him for it. I think he started it.
Your pot stirring.
For everything, I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if we could get energy from body heat, I'm gonna be like a nuclear reactor.
Right, yeah.
Tough crowd.
Oh, brother. Lady A already knows what's coming. All right, let's keep it going. Because I can't wait to talk about this next one. Did you read up on this one?
I did.
This is fascinating. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm John Pete. That is Philip Nelson. It is time for us to talk about hacks and cheats. Usually this section of the show is a little bit short, but today we've got a lot of them. And I'll tell you what, we've left out like 90% of the ones. This week was a bad week for all kinds of things that
Hacks
are
and cheats?
just, yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on. But this first story is fantastic. It is amazing. 3 Chechen women actually got caught catfishing ISIS fighters. Now, a lot of people don't know what that means. You want to tell them what catfishing is?
Well, it's something we do in Louisiana. No, just
That's
kidding.
true.
It's basically scamming people in a dating kind of thing, right? It's
Yeah.
like saying you're one thing and you're not, and
Get them
and
to send you some money.
And then next thing you know, you're blocked on their social media.
It's like that Nigerian,
yeah.
prince thing, So yeah, what happened was these girls in Chechnya were contacted by some ISIS fighters. Actually, I guess they were ISIL fighters, but it's all the same kind of thing. And they said, "Hey, we're looking for brides over here.
I think the funny thing
You want to be? You want to come marry me?"
The weird thing is the way it's written. It says that one of the women told the Russian tabloid News Life that it all began with a fighter in Syria that contacted her on social media, and what a pickup line!
Yeah.
Asking her to give up everything for a life with the terror group.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I got a great idea. What a pickup line!
I got a great thing going over here. You want to
that
come
guy
join me?
deserves to be catfished.
But yeah, he does. But the funny thing is, what then happened was the girl didn't just like ignore him. She was like, "Oh, I'll play along." And she told him, ultimately she said something like, "Well, yeah, it sounds great, but I don't have any money, so there's no way that I can come over there. Sorry, I would come be your bride." The guy heard that. He's like, "Hey, I got money, no problem there." So he sent her like about, I don't know, the equivalent of a few $100s in kind of a Russian currency.
10,000 rubles, is that what it is?
I guess, yeah, 10,000
107 pounds.
Okay, 107 pounds worth of rubles. And then as soon as she got the money, she just blacklisted him on all of her social media, so he couldn't contact her anymore.
You know what? I think that the CIA should create a catfishing program.
I agree.
And you could distract all the fighters
Yeah,
trying to pick up their terror bride
that's true.
and drain their bank accounts.
Their
I mean,
terror bride.
Their terror bride, but think about it. I mean, that would be a very smart tactical thing for our country to do, to distract the ISIL fighters, is to catfish them until they're just going crazy.
And broke.
And they can't afford bullets. And
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Unfortunately, these ladies were arrested by local authorities because, you know what, that is still illegal. But 89% of the people polled say, oh, those women should be treated as heroes, not as criminals.
The sad thing is they face up to 6 years in jail for doing that.
I know. They have got to be given a pardon.
Then it's backwards.
We need to start a petition, yeah. All right, well, this guy could help us with the petition because there's a guy who basically wrote a bot that did nothing but enter Twitter contests for him. and before he shut it down in a period of 9 months, he won 1,000 Twitter contests.
That's it's crazy. You know, have you ever done a Twitter contest?
Yes, I have.
You've hosted?
Both.
And have you won?
Participated in. I've never won.
I won a Twitter contest.
Did you really? What'd you win?
I don't even remember.
Oh, okay, but it felt
was like
good
tickets.
to win.
It's always good to hear somebody say, "Congratulations, you won."
You're a winner.
I won a timeshare. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right.
It's like you can come to the timeshare, but you have to watch a presentation.
Right.
No, but you know, it is pretty interesting. The way this guy did it is, you know, he kind of gamed the system because Twitter does have technology to look for bot-related activity, and he knew the ratios, and he did some experimentation to find out the right ratio so he didn't get banned, and he just had it searching for win by retweeting and or something like that, and next thing you know, he's got prizes. His prize pack was quite diverse.
Yeah, he's got. Do we have a picture of all of his prizes here, Carter, somewhere? He won all kinds of stuff. He entered about 165,000 contests. He won about 1,000, so his win rate was just over 0.5%. But he won all kinds of things like logos and graphics, tickets to events, and of course they were in places he couldn't be because, you know.
He won a week at Fashion Week worth like $4 grand.
He did. That was the best thing that he won, plus $500 worth of spending money to go along with it, tickets to some shows, but he didn't go because A, he wasn't in New York, and B, he didn't want to pay the taxes on it.
You know, I think the funniest one, and he even said it, he won a cowboy hat autographed by some famous Mexican soap opera star.
Yeah.
And he said that's his favorite, even though he has no idea who the guy is. It's just so weird.
Yeah, that's
you know?
awesome. Basically, this guy was Laszlo from Weird Science, if you guys remember the movie. You remember Weird Science?
I
the
love
guy
Weird Science,
down
but
in
which
the
one was
basement?
Laszlo? Oh, Laszlo.
Yeah, he was down in the
yes.
basement, and at the end, he
Yes.
like drives off in an RV
Wait.
he won full of stuff.
Was that Weird
That's this
Science
guy.
or was that Real Genius?
Oh, Real Genius. That's right, it was Real Genius.
That was Val Kilmer in
You're
Real
right.
Genius.
That was.
Yeah, Laszlo, I remember him.
I got it wrong.
But you're close, and it sparked the discussion to get us to the point
It
where it
did.
needed to be.
It did.
'Cause
All
when you
right.
talked about driving off in the RV, I knew.
Yeah, you knew who it was.
I knew who it was.
Other things that'll get you to the point where you need to be are Teslas, unless, of course, they get hacked. Now, last week we reported on a Chrysler kind of Jeep problem where some hackers were able to take over a Jeep and shut it down in the middle of the road, turn on the windshield wipers, do all kinds of things, blare the radio at full volume.
Oh, wow.
Well, some other hackers now have figured out a way to take over Tesla Model S vehicles, but not doing all of that stuff. But they have been able to bring them to a stop. And so that's scary. The company, however, says that, you know, they're aware of it. They're working on a patch. They've got it taken care of, and they'll get it distributed out to everybody. But the results of all of this work are going to be discussed at the DEF CON Hacker Conference just in the next few days.
Well, you know, this brings up an interesting concept. Everyone is so gung-ho about having everything connected, everything online, everything controllable. You know, I want to unlock my house from my phone.
Yep.
I want to turn on my coffee pot. I want to start the dishwasher. And I think people are very clueless about the risks.
Yeah.
Because you're opening up the door. Once that device is connected, there's a chance someone can do something bad with it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we talk about, you know, these Teslas getting hacked and people stopping cars in the middle of the road. What happens when you have these autonomous cars?
That is
You know,
a
think
very
about
good
it.
question.
You know, what movie was it? Was it Fifth Element, where like the cabs would take you to the police station?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, are we excited about this? I'm not that excited about everything being connected.
There are certain things I definitely don't want the robots to be in control of and be able to take over the decision-making process. You know?
I agree.
No doubt about that.
Or the hackers that, you know, somebody could hack you, you know, and say, I'm going to take him to so-and-so, or we'll take him here, and, you know, and next thing you know,
Lock
you're
the
along
doors
for the
and
ride.
hijack you.
You know, and then you're being auctioned off at a slave market or
I
something.
hate it when that happens. Last time that happened to
I mean,
me,
think
I
about
really...
it. There's big money in that.
Yeah, there is. It is very scary. Now, that is kind of a worst case scenario, but
Sorry, I'm giving everybody a pep talk today.
that's right. Along those lines, a slightly less severe yet still very substantial vulnerability. also coming to DEF CON, there's a gentleman named Sammy Kamar who is releasing a new product called Roll Jam. Now, what's scary about this product is it only costs $32. It's smaller than a cell phone, and it is designed with one purpose in mind, and that is to defeat the rolling code security of cars and garage door openers and other devices that use these types of security mechanisms.
It's a scary concept to think that someone could, instead of just casing your house, they can put a device that would
hide in the bushes,
jam your garage door opener so that you hit the button 3 or 4 times, and every time you do that, it's capturing those codes, and then you leave. Eventually, your garage door opens. You leave, they come, they open your garage door, have full access to all your stuff. And it takes me back to all the connected devices.
Yeah.
I mean, when your key locks on your house and your garage and everything else are all wireless and connected, not that this device is for connected devices, but
think about it. This device
scary.
that's what's really scary is this device is one step away from being connected because this is a $32 device. What it does is you hide it in the bushes, you hide it under a car or whatever. When the user comes and with their remote control, they hit a button. The first time they hit the button, from the user perspective, nothing happens, which is not that unusual. This happens to you sometimes. But what really happened in the background was that little roll jam device captured the code with one antenna while using 2 of its own antennas to send something that totally just freaked out your device. It overwhelmed it. You hit the button again, the roll jam captures that code, but what it does is it sends the first code it got to your garage door opener or your car or whatever, okay? Meaning that it's now buffered the second code. Now you don't notice, you think, oh, I had to hit the button twice, but it opened. You go away, that second code is still in memory, and as long as that device stays in place, it will always be buffering one behind and always have a current code that can be used to open the door.
It's pretty wild.
Now what happens if I take that $32 device and now connect it to something
modem
with a cellular device? Now, put those all over the place, and one guy sitting at a laptop could open 10,000 doors for his criminal
Sitting
enterprise
there on Google Maps
to
with
just
a
walk
touch
in the
screen,
door.
you know?
Yeah. Or your car, because what's happened is they've already verified that it works on Nissan, Cadillac, Ford, Toyota, Lotus, Volkswagen, Chrysler, Cobra, and Viper alarm systems. Basically, your car is completely vulnerable.
And
locking your car, it does not keep anything safe in your car.
And the Genie and LiftMaster garage door opener.
Amazing.
It's
terrible.
It's pretty wild.
Yep.
And what's really, to me, the most amazing is this guy's selling this device for $32.
I know.
He just wants everybody to have it.
Well, he said that his car is vulnerable to this, and he wanted to bring it to everyone's attention just how ridiculous this is, and he wants it fixed.
So he's
I
a
have
white
a
hat
feeling
hacker.
he is, and I have a feeling that it's gonna cause some change in the industry.
I would expect nothing less.
I agree. Okay, guys, hang on. We'll be right back after this commercial break. It's time for planes, trains, and automobiles, and a couple of unboxings. We'll be right back.
Now somebody's filming right now going, that's a great idea, calling all his friends.
Yeah, they're like placing pre-orders for these things. Yeah, exactly.
Did you see how GPIO opens? I could hook that up to an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi in about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'd love to have it, man.
You hook it up to, you put it, yeah, you could put it in a drone. It'd be ridiculous. Yeah.
but how is no
Yeah, I know I know you've already got one of these devices, so just unlock the door for me because I forgot my key.
How is no Hyundai? Every one of their cars has Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see Hyundai listed, but that doesn't mean that they didn't. This is what he's already tested it with. They're probably all vulnerable to the exact same thing.
Have you seen the Bluetooth gun at Comdex?
No, what the Bluetooth gun?
In one of the concourses, and they can pick up conversations left and right because Bluetooth is so unencrypted.
Yeah.
You know,
wow.
interesting comment from my Facebook page. Someone said they were talking about using the electronic locks, and she said that she had a friend who was in a high-tech house. They had a power outage, and she was locked in and could not get out.
No, that's scary. Those locks should all have battery backups.
Well, yeah, but
that lasts like 6 months, you know.
so that's kind of interesting. It's
Yeah.
we're in a commercial break, so
Yeah.
we're not rehashing too much.
Yeah.
But it's kind of it kind of puts things into a weird perspective, because everybody talks about the positives of this, and they don't think about the negatives.
It makes you wonder, when will people get so sick of the technological little hut that they are in that they just say, screw it, and I want to go live on a farm somewhere. Will that happen?
I think that's closer than you think.
You think?
Well, we're so connected now, we're getting dumber instead of smarter.
That's true. We are literally getting dumber
Yeah.
because we rely on all these tools as
Being a
crutches.
salesperson and having to do face-to-face conversations
Yeah.
for 20 years.
Yeah.
Now when I talk a new generation that comes through and I'm going, wow, you're special.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Teenagers who don't know what a pound sign is.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, I missed something in the chat room. It says, "Sorry, Filio, pause, nailed it." What did I mess up?
Probably scared.
No,
No,
let's see.
You-
It's a joke
you
that
didn't-
Digital Phil says.
Yeah, Digital
such-
Phil he's not here, I guess. So Mark's playing the role of Digital Phil. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't to me.
No.
Okay, I was like, what did I say?
There's a lot of chicken talk in the going on in the chat room
Yeah,
today.
you have to learn.
Hey, so since we're not back from the commercial break,
Uh-huh.
we're talking about locks in the chat room. Has anybody heard of a bump key, or do you have a
Oh,
bump
yeah.
key?
Yeah.
Aren't they? I mean, it's so weird. I was visiting with the dude who developed the bump key.
Wow.
And he had a booth at a gun show, and he had his girlfriend with a chastity belt on, and everybody could come up and try to pick the lock, and then he would bump key it, and he was telling me that one of his biggest customers is the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And he said that when they
Police
when they went
officers.
to Iraq and Afghanistan, basically they would send him locks and say, we need bump keys for this, for this, for this, for this, and they can amp. It is amazing how unsecure everything truly is.
Yeah, yeah. We
It's
live
a
in
false
this
sense of
little
security.
Yeah, we live in this false world of security where nothing is truly secure, and until you get victimized, you don't really realize it. But once you get victimized, after a while, I think people start feeling like, well, what's the use of even buying this thing that I want, because
Somebody's gonna steal
it could be gone the next day. I mean, it's like, it makes you think twice.
Yeah.
All right, let's come back. We have two boxes to unbox today
Cool.
that are kind of fun, but we have
Do
two
you have
stories
knife?
first.
Do you have a knife ready, or are they already
You know I have a knife.
I know. Did you make the knife yourself? Is the question.
Yeah, I didn't actually. That was a good question. I didn't make the one I have today.
Do you still have the cold steel or blue steel, or whatever it's called?
I
Blue
do have
steel.
those. Yep.
Blue steel is a modeling pose.
That's
from
right.
Zoolander.
That's right. Cold steel.
Cold steel is a knife
Yeah,
company.
that's true. That is true. Hey guys, welcome back from break. Hope you had a good one. I hope that the commercials were entertaining, but we will attempt to be more entertaining because it is now time to chat about planes, trains, and automobiles. This is my favorite
Oh my
section of
gosh.
the day usually.
When I read this story, I
Yeah.
geeked out completely.
Did you like it?
I
You
wanna-
want to deliver the story to everybody?
Well,
Tell them about it.
So basically, the story is, if you like Japanese animation and mechs and all this stuff, the Japanese really get it when it comes to giant robots that
They
do cool
do.
things.
They do.
And so here we are with a giant Japanese concrete crushing robot.
What could be
How
better?
can you not want this?
I know.
It's called the Super Godzilla. Instead of Godzilla,
Right.
the Godzilla.
Godzilla.
And it has industrial metal claws on both hands, monster truck tires, and most importantly, a seat for you to sit in,
That's
because
right.
you have to be able to drive the Godzilla. And what's cool is the team that helped design the cockpit also crafted an Oculus Rift simulator to show what it'd be like inside. and I think I need to virtually drive the Super Gazilla.
I don't think I would be happy with virtually driving. I
No.
want to really drive
It's
it.
a gateway drug.
Yeah, that's
What they
true.
want you to do is get in the Oculus and you go crush some concrete, and next thing you know, you're taking out a small business loan to go buy one of these things for
Yeah.
probably hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Now, you remember earlier you mentioned The Matrix.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this story, all I could think about was the scene. Maybe it was like The Matrix 3 or something, but it was a scene where those guys jump in their big suits and they're standing there and they got machine gun arms and like the robots are coming
Yeah.
in from the roof and they're just firing.
I thought
And
you were
this
talking
thing
about
was
Pacific Rim.
like that. No, it is kind of like that too, although those were a little bit bigger. But it's one of these big giant machines that you could strap on and use to just rain terror on your foes.
Well, think of the power loaders from Aliens.
Yeah.
Sigourney Weaver in a power loader was
Yeah.
every teenage boy's dream
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
Now you can have a power loader and you can go crush some concrete. You know, the company that makes it is called Taguchi Industrial, and they make heavy-duty construction equipment. And its vehicles featuring the same claws were used following both the tsunami and the earthquake to clear debris. So, you know, this is really
they're real.
functional.
They
Yeah.
exist.
It's like there's a reason you need to go pick up giant chunks of concrete and
That's right.
destroy them.
So you might as well get one of these so you can practice. So when a disaster occurs, people
You're
will
a hero.
hire you.
You're a hero.
Yeah, you would be.
You know what? That's my excuse. John, we need to be heroes. Let's find out a way to get one of these.
That's a good idea.
And let's just be ready to be heroes. That's
sounds
what
good.
it is.
All right, maybe we can get one that's electric powered, and if so, we could rig it up to use Tesla's new charger. Now this thing,
It's kind of creepy to
it's
watch.
really creepy. We're calling it the snake charger, and here it is. Look at it. It's this robotic arm that Elon Musk actually tweeted in December, hey, we're actually working on a charger that automatically moves out from the wall and connects like a solid metal snake for reals.
It's pretty cool.
He
It's a
was
great
not joking.
concept. You don't have to never forget to charge your car again.
Yeah. Well, it would be really, really cool. Speaking as a person who drives a plug-in hybrid, I have a plug-in car, and the thing you have to do every time you pull into the garage, you got to stop, you got to walk over there, open the charging port, go to the wall, get the thing, come over, plug it in. You wouldn't think that that would be hard to remember to do,
But you're in a
I
hurry,
have
you
forgotten.
get home,
yeah,
you're hungry.
Yeah, you're trying to. You got things on your mind. You just got home. You know, my other car is not a plug-in, so you don't. You just. So you forget all the time. In this case, you just don't care.
You know, I think Elon Musk is like the Thomas Edison of our time. This guy is going to go down in history as one of the biggest thinkers of an American inventor.
Either
look
that-
look at the difference he's making.
I know, either that or we are going to discover that he is truly an alien and he is just recycling alien technology here on Earth.
Either way, it's
I
a
don't
pretty
care.
cool story.
Yeah, either way, I don't care.
But that guy, I mean, it's like this is a guy that's making a difference in the world.
Everything that guy touches turns into a giant robotic snake's charger. That's badass. All right, we got a couple of boxes we can open up today. And I guess you can do one and I'll do one. You get
All
your
right.
pick. Okay? You can either go small or
Small.
medium.
Medium?
Small or medium.
I think small sounds good.
That one is
because-
yours then.
All right.
So
going first?
you go first. You are our guest host today.
All right. So I'm just gonna be surprised and tell them
We
what
are.
it is.
We are. I don't know what it is.
So as we open this box, we see something cool. Who doesn't love a lightning bolt on a product? All right. So let's see what this is. I'm not gonna cheat and read the label. Pavlok,
the Pavlok.
like Pavlov's dogs.
Like Pavlov's dogs.
Pavlok. So we open it and
Indeed.
it says we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence is then not an act but a habit. Aristotle. So we get some. Do I need to talk about all the manuals that are in here, or can I just?
No,
get
you
straight
can
to the
kind of
goodies?
go right
All
through
right.
that. Do you know what it is that you are opening?
I have no clue. It's some sort of bracelet that I think. I have no
This
idea.
is the world's first shocking wristband.
Well, why did you let me open this? So it's like.
What
so it shocks
happens-
you when you eat too much?
Look,
I see the electrodes on the back.
There are big, like, copper electrodes back there. And what happens is This is designed to give you negative reinforcement instead of positive reinforcement. Let's say you miss your workout for the day. Guess what?
Bam.
You get shocked. Currently, this thing is in beta, and as I understand it, you can hook it up to your Facebook account.
And if you get somebody unfriends you, you get shocked.
Knocked the thing out. Every time you check your Facebook account, it's going to shock you.
You know, well,
To break you of the habit of constantly checking your Facebook account. But it has other applications, you know, like if you go to eat again or if you go somewhere you shouldn't, it will give you a serious jolt.
Well, here's some case studies in the manual.
Let's hear it.
61.4% of subjects quit smoking with 5 days of aversive conditioning.
There you go.
Okay? 81.8% of nail biters have significant nail growth with electric shock therapy.
There you go.
Do not place
I
in mouth or
imagine-
rectum.
Yeah, I imagine you
Aversion study resulted in a sustained weight loss of 9.17 pounds. Skin scratching and hair picking disappear completely with 10, 20-minute sessions. 12 hours of treatment can extinguish a 12-year habit.
Nice. With
one
12
more.
hours of continuous shocking, that's shocking.
Yes, it is quite shocking.
Masturbation.
Yeah, I'm
This is a family show.
Not sure if they have those.
Oh,
those
whoa,
stats.
here we go. In 10 weeks of electrical aversion therapy cured a chronic heroin user.
Wow.
So I don't think this is a product that I'm going to say, man, I'm going to go buy this. I think it's something that my wife will say, hey, I got you this for Father's Day. And and your spouse is in charge of how it's configured.
Exactly, how it's
So it's like,
administered.
if past 9 o'clock, you open the laptop,
Yeah, there you go.
you know, or it's your kids.
Yeah.
If you have an automatic on their car or something, and if they go over 70, they get shocked. But then they have a wreck, and then you feel bad.
I am
That's pretty
scared
crazy.
by how many uses you have already come up with this thing in like 2 seconds.
Dude, you know what? I should buy these for my coworkers.
It would probably
I would
gi-
get
give
fired.
you
I would
the
be so
desired
It's
habits.
a new management tool in Silicon Valley.
It's very Machiavellian.
If you eat lunch, you know what you could do? You could program an electronic lock on a bathroom stall, and then if you go in there and you're there for more than 6 minutes, it shocks you.
That's a good idea.
And then the door automatically opens.
Pointed here, man.
All right, the next one
Okay.
we've got, let's see, what do we have here? We have the sound cover,
It's talking, Timus.
the tablet speaker.
Cover is in pairing mode.
I think it just
It
paired to my
actually just
Mac.
talked to me. Did you
I
hear
think
that?
it says it's in pairing mode. I think it just connected to my Mac.
Let's see. It's a nice package. I really like the packaging. This is beautiful. So I believe what this is a cover for the iPad. And
iPad Air, it says.
Yeah, and it includes some built-in speakers so that, you know how, iPads generally they have these magnificent screens, but they have these tiny little speakers.
Yeah.
So what you do is, instead of using those speakers, you use this bad boy. So you snap it on the back.
Power is off.
You hit that button.
But you know what? There is a huge, I am wondering if this is a big passive radiator or something. You
Oh
notice
my
how that's
gosh,
moving?
yes, I did
It's
notice
like that
that.
whole thing feels like a speaker. And then there's a couple little speakers back here.
Power is on.
Sweet. I keep turning it on and off. Oh, that's how it opens up. Okay.
Sound
So-
cover is in pairing mode.
So it's going to snap right on the back. It looks like it's got power. It's got volume.
You know one thing I like
Speakers
about it
are right
already
back there. What do you like?
is I hate devices that you have to jump through a million hoops to pair.
Yep.
And it's trying to pair as
It
we
comes
open
out of the box.
It's
wanting-
ready for business.
Auto connect, it says right there.
It's a great little development.
Clip in and attach the iPad. That's it. So volume controls, stereo speaker, built-in microphone. Oh, so it's got a microphone, 15 hours of battery life,
Pretty cool.
and it's only 14 millimeters thick. And apparently it also includes I'm sorry, we almost missed some stuff. I guess there's some kind of a bag for it. Let's get this out of the way. There's a little box here. More goodies in here. Here, you can see what's in that. I think this is just a charging cable.
This is the bag.
Nice. Oh, that's a pretty nice little bag.
Yeah, it's nice.
Charging cable and a 3.5 millimeter jack so you could connect it to something else, presumably, and use it as a speaker. All right. We'll have to give that one a try. We'll do a full review on that and let you guys know how it works out. But, you know, if you're interested, it is called the Sound Cover, the tablet speaker. So, all right, guys, that's it for today's show. Did you have fun?
I had a great time, and I think we need to set this up so that anytime the song "I'm on a Boat" plays, you get shocked.
That will be...
That would be a comedy gold, and I
would-
think it would be a YouTube sensation.
I would still listen to it, believe it or not.
I love this song. I love this song.
All right, you guys, we'll see you next week. That's Philip Nelson. You can follow him on Twitter at Philip Nelson. That's one L in there. And you can also find him on Google Plus and Facebook and everywhere else. So
Follow my adventures, and
that's right.
thanks for having me. This has been
We'll
a
have
fun
you come
day.
back again soon. We'll have you guys come back next week. So have a great week, and we'll see you later.
Crazy.
It is
It's
literally
something-
crazy.
It's a new parenting device.
Literally.
That's scary.
Yep.
'Cause I'd be like you. I'd
Now
be
that we're
scared.
not live, are we still streaming?
We're still streaming.
Okay, but that, you know what?
It doesn't hurt that bad.
Really? How do you
They don't
know?
care.
He tried it on.
My wife would have me trained like, I mean.
You know, you know those
But can't
funny
you
videos
adjust
where
the
people
amount
put the
of,
shock collars on their throat. You know, and I wonder how many.
You can adjust the intensity. Really? A cockroach.
Something for the creative people.
Yes.
This is. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Thank
We'll
you,
have to
sir.
pair that up.
Now, did you say it had like a GPS on it?
It doesn't.
I think
that
it.
one- the only things it can do is shock you when you open your Facebook, or you can just manually shock yourself when you're doing something you don't want to do.
Okay.
Which is stupid because
How do you shock yourself? Do you have?
there's a button. Then you just press.
It's not wireless.
If you push the top, you feel it pushing a button.
Whoever invented that was a sadist Yeah, it's and a bad. masochist.
Right, both.
But yeah, when it's working.
Thank you, Lady
press
A.
the top, then it lights up and shocks it.
Hope it was worth staying up late for.
Should I shock myself?
Rusty says it's
All
all
right.
about the shock factor.
All right, guys.
Do
in the
it.
chat room, who thinks I should try to shock myself
I
with this
do.
thing?
Everyone?
Yeah.
We only have one.
How
I'm
many's
gonna go ahead and put
say-
it on.
They're all going to say yes.
Once we hit 10, I'm gonna hit the button.
He just had a great idea.
No, don't do it. We haven't hit 10 yet.
Set up GPS coordinates that you couldn't go beyond.
It's like, you know, you saw Escape from New York, didn't you?
Yeah.
Or what was the movie where they had the
love
deals
Snake
on their
Plissken.
collar and
Yeah.
it'd blow your head off if
Yeah.
you went outside? All right. How many alt accounts do I have? I'm curious about this thing. I'm going to shock myself.
Do it. It may not even be charged. See.
Please don't let it be
Do
charged.
it. Do it.
Nope.
You don't feel anything?
Nope. It's not charged.
Oh.
I dodged a bullet, but I still look like a man because I took one for the team.
See, now they're all coming in. See, everything's delayed because of the broadcast. There's a little bit of a delay.
Electronic Russian roulette.
Let's see. How do you charge it?
It does say in the instructions, do not place in mouth or rectum.
Well, you know where I'm going to place
It's
it.
the
then.
same. It's the same rules for Happy Fun Ball. Who remembers Happy Fun Ball? Anybody? Y'all remember Happy Fun Ball? It's a Saturday Night Live
God.
skit where it was like basically a bouncy ball with like a 2-second ad and 28 seconds of disclaimers.
Yeah.
Quit snoozing.
I have to plug this in the other room so we can charge it up and shock people.
What you should do is just tell them this is a communicator watch, and if you hit the button, it's going to, activate a video screen, and then it's like a practical joke. How much are these?
I don't think you can buy them yet. I think it's in beta.
Hey, John, on that sound cover, I was thinking about connecting to it from my Bluetooth and starting music playing.
That would have been funny if you'd have done that.
They actually do need to do one thing. They need to. They
Yeah.
need to make the little watch case hold this in better because look, it just falls out way too
Well, I
easy.
think it's because it's supposed to come out. Because
But they could have a little band that
but
goes
on the
across
but,
this.
your wrist will be behind it, so they won't actually.
That won't
You know what I
fall
mean?
out,
It won't
yeah.
fall out if your wrist is there.
True. Well, thanks for letting me be your sidekick.
Well, glad you were able to join us
Power
today.
is on.
I'm wondering how loud this thing is. And
Get ready
since
to
it,
find out.
Sound cover is in pairing mode.
actually, I should be able to maybe pair with it here. Bluetoothy.
So this is going to be on the TV channel.
It will indeed.
Cool. Hopefully, it wasn't too boring.
No, you were great. Unable
What
to
time is
communicate
it?
with sound cover.
Oh, it's only
4:37.
Oh, we're doing good on time. That's great.
We're in good shape. When do you have to leave?
My flight's like at 9, but
Okay.
I gotta go over to Gas Monkey.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're TriCaster users over there.
yep. You'll have
I
to.
shot a music video over there yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, last night.
Nice.
I'm gonna go hit the restroom real quick and put
Do
my
it.
laptop up. I'll
Take
be
your
right back.
microphone off.
You
Yeah.
know, Gabriel Iglesias is always getting chocolate cakes.
Uh huh.
And so his stepson says, why do people bring you cakes? He goes, well, I mentioned it one time on the show, so people bring me cakes. He goes, why don't you mention hookers?
That's awesome.
There's my mic.
All right. Let me see here. Okay. Music. How do I play music on this stupid thing? There.